Hey everyone, I hope you're alright. I hope you're good wherever you are, whatever you're doing in the world. And if you're not good, stop for a minute, breathe, recognize that everything is temporary, everything is transient. We're all on this river of energy, of intuition, meaning, emotion, spanning from the dawn of time itself. And now we're simply here, human beings, flesh, experiencing an abstract emotion like fear, anger, sadness, alienation, frustration, hope, happiness, joy. I hope you're experiencing those last three anyway. This is a new thing we're doing called Fr3 Thoughts, which is a series of narratives, short stories, essays, based on my perspectives of life, the universe, and the experiences that led me to being the human being that I am today, like talking into my microphone like a true professional. It's only my phone mic, I've got an actual mic, behind me right now. Do I use it? No, of course I don't. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you get something out of it. If you wouldn't mind liking the Facebook page, subscribing to the YouTube channel, these are the kinds of things that you have to say if you want to get anywhere in life. And yeah, much love. I'm not exactly sure what I was feeling one wintry morning as I bombed it down the street on this rickety, rusty old bike. This is a bike with character, rain-soaked and beaten up like you can only feel on those January mornings where the street lights glow yellow in a cloud of frozen fog. There's a power station off in the distance shooting towers of steam, bright white and crystalline with the winter sun burning brightly behind them. I was listening to this band, Sigur Rós from Iceland, I think. I describe their music as the soundtrack for a nature documentary, but it's full of the happiest moments of your life, all intercut with wild penguins and horses running far off into the distance. I think I felt a lot of different things, with being mentally ill and everything. Some weird potion of euphoria and maybe even desperation, frustration, alienation, combined in this one moment there on the bike where I felt what it was like to be free. This street is about half a mile long. I know this because a while ago I decided that I should probably commit to running every day if I wanted to do the staying alive thing. So I run, and then I run, and then I feel guilty about not running for ages, and then I run again. It takes you back, as in meditation, to the breath. The feeling of being present, the feeling of being really here. And this street felt like it would go on forever. Maybe it was some strange synchronicity, but after that morning I finally put the final piece in the puzzle I was unconsciously trying to solve since my breakdown in early 2018, a 6-month period where I lost myself completely. And that was that I was part of a story. Firstly, a story about myself, my family, my friends, my triumphs and my trauma. And then more widely, a much bigger story stemming back to the moment the Big Bang or God or Shiva or whoever, whatever came into being. And like the breath in meditation, we come and then we're gone. We are and then we're not. And all that's okay because here and now in the moment, I felt what it was like to be free. Those who suffer from depression often liken it to a weight of some kind, an anchor or a diving bell. These metaphors seem apt when staring into the ceiling yet again at 3 a.m. and the pressure of those thoughts becomes overwhelming. In my case, I had no perception of when or who I was, the ability to process thoughts, ideas, memories, dreams, aspirations, all led me like some labyrinthian maze to the origin of some unknown and evasive universal truth that would solve the problems of my past, my present, and my future. Of course, this truth was never discovered because the search for it was a product of a mental illness that ejected me like an astronaut cut loose from the rope, tethering him to the spacecraft, and off I would float into the void. Buddhism teaches that the source of suffering is attachment, and as I was suffering, I had to be attached to whatever had happened in my life to lead me here, and like the breath, I had to let it go. Strange as it was to me at the time, I was unable to consolidate all my pain, The pain of those I love and the deep-rooted fear that I felt and still feel to this day, swirling in my stomach and my chest. And as I would stare into the ceiling and my mind would expand, I attempted to take on the suffering of all things. The violence of the world, the brutality, the blood and the tears I had witnessed in my own life, spilling out onto the street and out into the wider world. I returned to the breath and felt what it was like to be a human being. No one, no matter how competent or how great, can take it all on at once. Everyone needs a little help sometimes. When I was still visiting the youth centre, I met this guy, tall glasses and a heavy Greek accent. I have a sneaking suspicion it may have been Greek. I sit down with him in Errol's office and he gives me this 20-minute lecture on communism, which was already mad enough, but then he takes me outside. A beautiful spring day, the sunlight beaming through the trees and the sky stretched out in an endless blue. I had my bike with me. I'd cycle everywhere back then, it was just a good way of keeping me sane. Glancing at the bike, then at me, he instructed that I pick up the bike. So I did, and held it there. After a minute or so, he asked, "Getting tired yet?" I said no, being 18, stubborn, and not wanting to be shown up by the half-blind 60-something Greek guy I had just met. I held it motionless, like a rock, like something straight out of Athens. Another few minutes, then the same. "Tired?" he asks. Eventually I relent, defeated with slightly aching arms. I look up beyond his glasses and into his eyes, and then he says something I will never forget. "One day you'll be strong enough so you don't have to put it down." Then and there I received the affirmation of the thing I always knew, beneath that fear in my stomach, beneath the headaches in the middle of the night. At the back of my brain, the belief that everything eventually would be alright. If you find yourself in a dark place, I'd say this: the universe is fortunate enough to have you in it, and it shows its gratitude through beauty and through love. Now more than ever in these dark times, live for the joy of it, despite of the voice in the back of your mind that insists you're not good enough.